left scrambling to find a new home.
What was your reaction when you found out?
I lost it. I'm like, I'm going to be homeless.
People living in this building find out they have just days to move out.
I got to figure out how to move. Dressers and desks and televisions and stereo, refrigerators. Got a whole room full of stuff.
As the building owners get ready to cash in on the hot housing market, why these tenants worry? They won't be able to find a place they can afford.
Not the news you want as you start a dream vacation.
I thought he was kidding. He said, no, I'm on the line with, somebody who is telling me that my car is being driven recklessly.
A Colorado man's truck stolen from DIA's parking lot. How you can make sure this doesn't happen to you.
Girl Scout cookie season arrives in Colorado, but what happens when there are no doors to knock on?
We have many girls in our troop that don't have a neighborhood anymore.
Tonight, how Denver 7 Gives is coming to the help of scouts impacted by the Marshall Fire.
This isn't a dream, it's just a miracle. So thank you very much.
We begin tonight with residents of a Denver apartment building scrambling to find a new place to call home.
So renters at 1440 Clarkson Street say they were told last week their building had been sold and they have to be out by March 14th.
As Denver 7's CB Cotton explains, not only are residents concerned about finding a new place, they're also worried about finding something that they can afford.
It is to my great displeasure as manager to have to inform all tenants as to the sale of our building.
The word came in the form of a yellow, handwritten note. Tenants say the notice was posted here at Clarkson Lodge, informing them they'd have to be out by March 14th. The lodge is a boarding home.
New owners are asking everyone to leave by that date.
This tenant says it's a date that leaves him and others with few options. He has asked us not to share his name or show his face, but he says he is one of about 30 people scrambling to find a new place to live after they found out the boarding home was sold.
I'll either be in my tent or I'll be in a shelter. Until I find another room somewhere.
Tenants say the rooms run about $600 to $650 a month, and they doubt they'll be able to find anything else that cheap in the Denver metro.
I'm like, I'm going to be homeless.
Denver 7 hasn't been able to contact the property's owner, but we've requested the deed of sale from Denver's clerk and recorder. This tenant says he wasn't informed of the building's sale until last Monday.
People knew that we were having to move out of here before we knew that we had to move out.
The situation here highlights the need for more affordable housing, according to experts.
Renters just don't have that kind of stability unless they're locked into a very long-term lease, which most people aren't. They're subject to the whims of the market and the whims of their landlord.
According to economic reporting site The Center Square, Denver's average rent increased by 17% year over year. Those increases, coupled with how tenants are sometimes treated, can lead to confusion, according to DU law professor Sarah Schindler.
Sometimes if a building is changing from a rooming house or an affordable building to a market rate building, tenants don't even get notice of those changes. Only homeowners do.
So what's the solution? Schindler says there's no easy fix. More state and federal dollars for affordable housing is always good, but she says overall, society has to improve its view of renters.
Across many different areas of the law and policy, we view tenants as second-class citizens. They're treated less than homeowners.
This tenant is left wishing he was given more notice.
I'm constantly looking for rooms or apartments.
CB Cotton, Denver 7.
Thank you, CB. Aurora City Council is set to vote tonight on the Mayor Kaufman's proposed outdoor camping ban. Now, that proposal requires a 72-hour notice before the city can clear out a homeless encampment. It also requires city staff to identify new areas where those experiencing homelessness can go. City Council member Allison Coombs is against the proposal. She worries it'll be another task for the city's already short-handed police department.
If we use more police resources, which this will certainly require, then we won't be able to have police actually addressing crime. So we'll have police instead chasing down more unhoused people.
This is the third time Mayor Kaufman has tried to pass his outdoor camping ban. With a conservative majority on the council this time, it's likely to pass. Tonight, Aurora City Council is also voting to revive its gang reduction impact program. Now, that program was canceled back in 2018 when its funding ran out after Aurora ended its red light enforcement program. But a wave of recent violence, including 2 shootings near Hinckley and Central High Schools, has the city looking to bring it back. Under the resolution passed this evening, the gang prevention program would come back under the city's youth violence prevention program.
The city of Loveland will soon be looking for a new police chief. The city says after nearly 6 years, Chief Bob Tyser is leaving to become police chief in Prescott Valley, Arizona. And Tyser is expected to issue a statement on his departure tomorrow. The city says it's working on a transition plan, including announcing an acting police chief and then finding a third-party firm to help finding a new chief. Now, Tyser's tenure has not been without controversy. In 2020, body camera video showed Loveland officers violently arresting a 73-year-old woman with dementia. That led to a $3 million settlement with the family of Karen Gardner. The incident also led to an independent review that found the department's data-driven approach on arrests hurt the quality of policing.
All right, so imagine this. You arrive in Hawaii for a long-awaited dream vacation only to find out some bad news.
So not only has your truck been stolen from the airport parking lot, but it's been involved in a wave of criminal activity.
As Denver 7's Patrick Perez found out, that's exactly what happened to one man from Littleton.
A trip from Colorado to the beautiful beaches of Hawaii, what should have been a relaxing vacation, started as a headache for Scott Friedman.
I thought he was kidding. He said, no, I'm on the line with, somebody who is telling me that my car is being driven recklessly, as he said, through Westminster.
Wells and Sadie Squire are speaking on behalf of Scott, who is still in Hawaii and doesn't want to talk on camera. They say Scott's Ford F-350 seen here was stolen from the Denver airport's Pikes Peak lot last Wednesday while he was midair.
By the time he landed, his car had already been recklessly driven and captured.
This is the picture Scott snapped of his truck's parking location before he took off for Hawaii. We went to that same spot Monday and confirmed the truck is gone.
He was like in a daze. Like he didn't know what to do.
He didn't know what to do.
If you think parking at the airport, there's a ton of security, think again. We've been here at the Pikes Peak lot for an hour now, and we have not seen any airport employees or police officers patrolling the area. There are also no cameras in sight. Denver police data shows auto theft reports at DIA have more than doubled in the past 3 years. That includes DIA's parking lots and the rental lots nearby.
Those situations aren't ideal, and we don't want that to happen, and we don't want people to feel like they can't park in a dense public parking space.
Airport spokesperson Alex Renteria says what's happening at the airport's parking lots isn't unique. Cars are also getting stolen from parking lots at a high rate across the metro.
This is something that we are aware of, and we're working with DPD to decrease this crime around Denver Airport.
Renteria says the airport's parking lots do in fact have cameras and patrols. Still, she recommends not leaving any valuables in your car, much less your keys, to prevent thieves from targeting you.
We hope that, we'll be able to figure out really solid ways to ensure that this doesn't keep happening.
For Wells, Sadie, and Scott, the answer is clear.
Oh, I never would park there again.
They'd rather find another way there than take the risk. Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
A Denver car dealership says thieves stole several luxury vehicles and thousands of dollars in equipment. Automotive Imports on South Platte River Drive tells Denver 7 thieves broke into the garage early this morning by using a stolen vehicle as a battering ram. 9 cars in all were stolen, including several Audis and BMWs. There was even a Mercedes, a Cadillac. The dealership says one of the stolen cars has been recovered, and they hope getting the word out will lead to the recovery of the other ones too.
The impact is it's real and it's plentiful, and it's not just for me, but it's for the employees that work here. They came in, and it is a huge disruptor for them. It's pretty devastating, especially after working through COVID and inventory levels being as low as they are. Really, to sustain a loss of this magnitude hurts a lot.
So be on the lookout, and we have photos of the stolen cars right now on thedenverchannel.com.
The sun is beginning to rise in Kyiv on what is now day 6 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Ukrainian military and civilian fighters have so far been able to stifle and frustrate Russia's attack, but new satellite images show a large convoy of Russian military vehicles headed for the capital city. Earlier today, a delegation of Ukrainian and Russian diplomats met for several hours to discuss a potential ceasefire. Those diplomats are expected to resume their talks later this week. Tensions escalated Sunday when Russian President Vladimir Putin announced his nuclear forces would be put on high alert. U.S. officials say they have so far not seen any movement. Today, President Biden was asked if Americans should be worried about nuclear war.
Mr. President, should Americans be worried about nuclear war?
No.
During a rare emergency session of the UN's General Assembly today, the Ukrainian ambassador said he believes Putin's actions are suicidal.
If he wants to kill himself, he doesn't need to use nuclear arsenal. He has to do what the guy in Berlin did in a bunker in May 1945.
Also today, the U.S. announced it's expelling several Russian diplomats, accusing them of espionage. Those diplomats will have to leave the country by March 7th.
A Colorado coffee company is supporting Ukraine. All week long, Dazbog Coffee Company will be donating a portion of sales to relief efforts led by the International Committee of the Red Cross. Now, Dazbog was founded by the Anatoly and Leo Yufa brothers who fled Russia in the late 70s with their families.
What we want to do is we want to give back, just like the community here has given back to us. We want to give back to Ukrainians and let them have the sense of freedom that they've had before this invasion.
And buying coffee is just one of the many ways you can help support the people of Ukraine. We have a list of the others right now over on thedenverchannel.com.
60s today, 70s on the way, but also our next chance for snow.
Girl Scout cookie season is here, but for some scouts in Boulder County, there's no homes for them to sell to.
What did you lose?
Everything. After the break, find out how Denver 7 Gives is helping them meet their goal.
Plus, the clock is ticking. Why it's starting to look like baseball season won't be starting on time.